What's up, Wikimaniacs? To another live stream. How's everyone doing today?
Happy, what's today? Wednesday.
Wednesday, my dude.
Holy crap.
Say, where's Kevin?
Oh, where is he?
That's what the people are asking.
He's awfully quiet. He might be in the living room. He's an iPad kid, so he's probably watching doggy daycare. Because he's going back to doggy daycare this Friday. This motherfucker's on schedule every week.
Oh, damn.
What a brat.
What's going on, everyone? Shout out to YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon, where we are all live. You can't hear me.
Oh, no, we can't hear Josh?
Can anyone hear me?
Can you guys hear Josh? They said they can.
Oh, okay. Turn your volume up, whoever said they can't hear me.
Have you tried restarting and, turning it on again?
Yeah. Okay, everyone can hear me. Good. Thank you very much. Shout out to you guys for showing up today. This will be another Reddit live stream reading episode. John is a lot louder. That's what it is. Okay, I'll turn you down. I'll turn you down.
Yeah, turn me down, brother.
There, that's better. John's just a louder person, I think.
I am. Lots of volume for a smaller frame person, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, exactly. Still can't hear me. They can't see me on a background or he's like, who the hell is talking? So I have to be
loud. Shout out to Stevie. Needing some love and support today.
Oh, Stevie. I hope everything's okay, my friend.
Yes. But yeah, so we're going to be reading some stories today. I've kind of done mine. I haven't done all Best of Redditor updates today.
You'll be proud. I did one subreddit today.
Oh, okay. I hope it was not the one I did.
Which one did you do?
No, I have a variant.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah. But yeah, so I have it structured as all terrible stories and then wholesome at the end. I got a bunch of wholesome stuff.
I did not plan ahead, so
so you
get what chaos. You get from me today.
Fair enough. I don't know if there's anything we needed to announce.
Nope, nothing announcing yet. We're still trying to figure out what we're going to release for merch on February. So, yes. Wikimaniacs, if you have a general idea what you might want to do or what you want us to do, let us know and we'll put something together. And also, Rachel from our Patreon chat says cancel work due to chance of fire in LA. We're sorry that that's going through, but we've also put our donation links on PayPal to support, families that are affected in the Los Angeles area because of the fire. So we've had a few Wikimaniacs donating already. And of course, all our Venmos and all the donations that we get from the show, we send it up to charity. So we appreciate everyone for, for being generous Wikimaniacs. We appreciate y'all for that.
Yeah, and this is topical, but we also have a Planned Parenthood donation link in our PayPal as well. I know there's been some issues down south, so if you guys want to support that, feel free to send us a PayPal or Venmo as well. Someone asked, when is Sean, I missed it. When is Sean coming out of corporate life or something like that? I missed it. And now
y'all will get him next week, but next week's live stream is exclusive for the rich. And that's the only time our boy shows up.
And Mabermoo asked, did you delete the first Pico Park VOD or am I blind? Twitch deletes it automatically after 7 days. So you can check it out on our YouTube channel if you want to check it out there. Although I believe this stream will be our affiliate stream, so we should be affiliates after this. We'll check into it.
We will be
on Twitch, yeah, and then it stays for 30 days or something like that. It's longer for Twitch affiliates.
Wow, that's awesome. It sounds like the coconut merch got to come out, Josh.
The
That's.
Kokusi merch? Yeah. Yeah.
We can't put kokusi, but coconut something.
Coconut love?
Yeah, give us some ideas, Wikimaniacs.
Yeah.
We'll draw some
Some
now.
clever names and we'll come up with something. All right. John, I don't know how many
Yes.
stories you've got.
As usual, I got 5. That's my favorite number.
Okay, I'll let you go first
All right.
because I do have more than that, but I think it's mostly because I have a bunch of wholesome content at the end.
Let's do it, brother.
And so we'll just end off on a bunch of wholesome stuff.
Yeah, we can do that. All right. So my first story of the day, again, I got all mine from r/relationship advice. This one is posted by literally underscore clitoral. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. But first, before we hop onto the story, there is a trigger warning. There will be mentions of domestic violence in this story. So
Okay, give me 1 second.
brace yourself.
Domestic violence, you said?
Yes.
All right.
It's good that you have wholesome stories because I don't think I have any.
Jesus. Starting off on a strong one, John.
Oh, you know. All right. You guys ready for this?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So the title of this story is My Friend, 39 Male, Wants Me, 45 Female, to save him from being homeless, and I'm ducking his calls.
What were those ages again?
39 Male is a friend, and OP is 45 Female.
Okay. I just heard 45 because I tuned in. My brain tuned in at the 45, and I was like, oh no.
Oh,
But
brother,
okay.
the way I dissociate, every time I hear numbers, I'm like, nope, you lost me at numbers, baby.
Yeah. Okay. So we're on track. Okay.
All right, let's do this. Goes as this. His girlfriend kicked him out of the home they share. He's lived there for 10 years and she's lived there for 5. They put her name on the lease years ago. After a domestic violence incident, she had a no contact order placed on him, which she rescinded. After finding out that he's been cheating on her for a while, she took back her consent to having any contact with him, and so by law, he's not allowed back at their house. And because of the domestic violence/no contact order, she had his name taken off the lease. So he has no income, no savings, and no idea where to go or what to do. One of my housemates doesn't want him to stay with us because he makes her uncomfortable, and another housemate doesn't like how he disregards boundaries around COVID safety. This sounds like
Oh,
it's an
COVID.
older, an older story too.
Yeah.
Um, I'm feeling pretty irritated at the guy after watching him mistreat his girlfriend for a long time, and we really don't have room for another person in my place right now. I really need a script for telling him no. He's been blowing up my phone and I don't even want to talk to him right now. But even though I'm disgusted with his treatment of his girlfriend, we have been friends for a long time and I feel really cold hearted not helping him out when he's so desperate. I know he's scared of ending up on the streets. Is there a different way I should be looking at this? Can anyone give advice about or a good script to use for turning him down? And a little bit more edit before you can go off on this, Josh.
Okay.
Edit to add. Thank you so much for everyone who replied to this. I really appreciate it. And getting this validation helps solidify my resolve. I understand that dude's circumstances are the results of choices he's made. I know I can be easily manipulated with guilt and have to be on high alert guarding against it. So far, I've just been refusing to answer or read or reply on his texts. Knowing that I can be vulnerable to manipulation, it helps to have a few ideas of what to say if he's ever able to force a conversation. And yeah, I don't really consider him a friend anymore since I'm not interested in investing time and energy into someone who treats other people this way. I've only learned who he really is recently, and it's a lot to process. Thanks again for taking the time to read and reply to this.
Yeah. So everyone in the comments or in chat are saying, "Fuck around, find out." So that's kind of where I'm at. Crazy of your friend to expect anyone to help him after putting himself that's in that situation. Yeah. Some people said like give him the number to a homeless shelter or something like that. There's I would honestly just go no contact. That doesn't seem like someone I'd want to have as a friend personally.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, yeah, you can hear Kevin.
I can hear
barking
Kevin.
right
Yeah.
now. Yeah, sorry.
But yeah, so I don't know. I think that's a, you know, no contact. Let them
Mhm.
figure it out. Um, he was a piece of shit, and yeah, I wouldn't want to help that person out.
I'll give OP a script. No, that's it. It's simple.
Yeah.
All you gotta say is no. It's like I don't want to help out a piece of shit. No is a complete sentence. We say it so many times in a show as well. And there are some comments and top comments and relative comments on this story as well. And OP also responded to one of them.
Okay.
Floppy Bunny 86 put, the more important question here is, why are you even friends with this person at all? There was a domestic violence incident with his girlfriend. He then cheated on his girlfriend. He makes one of your housemates uncomfortable. He ignores basic health precautions. And now it's all of this isn't enough. He's harassing you for somewhere to stay. And again, we kind of said this. No is a complete sentence. Tell him no, then block his number if he keeps calling. Then dog shaped heart commented under that, and they put all of this and to add, he does not have a job. OP, how would he be paying to stay with you? This is how it would go. He moves and stays and leeches off you at least until he legally has rights as a resident. Then you will have to fight to evict him.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that called like squatter
Squatters' rights. Yeah.
rights? Is that what
Yeah.
it's called?
Depends where you
Uh,
are, but
okay.
most places it's a thing.
I know that's a
Um,
pretty big topic in California, but I'm not really familiar with it. I just heard of the term because of that one Netflix documentary, like something about roommates from hell or something like that.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it sucks when there's like a ton of empty houses, especially in
Hmm.
like Canada and Australia, and then there's just so much homelessness, and it's just like,
Hmm.
well, I'm okay with those people squatting, right? Because those people are just owning homes and not filling it with people, or just owning it for, uh, I don't know, like just to own retail
That's
or
just how they turn it. Eh?
land. So I don't know, but this is a scenario where I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't want this guy squatting with me.
Ugh, yeah, make it illegal for businesses to buy homes. I'm just saying.
Yes, fuck
Um,
them.
and then they continue. Meanwhile, your roommates will bail on you, and no one would move with this guy not paying rent. You do not need a script OP. It is not cold hearted to say, I'm sorry, but I can't help you to him, especially because he did all of this to himself. No is a complete sentence. Also, people judge you by the company you keep. I would not want others knowing I was friends with a cheating abuser. Which then OP responded, literally clitoral. That's again, funny ass username. So true. That's exactly how it would play out. I agree that there would be no way to get rid of him once he got here, and I doubt he'd do anything to pay rent either. I truly didn't realize what a manipulative pig he is until very recently. The guy had a lot of people, including myself, believing that he was a victim of domestic abuse. I really believed him. I really believed him and felt terrible for him and tried to help him out by letting him vent to me about it nonstop. I really thought she was a monster. Yeah, I was just going by what he told me, but I had no reason to doubt him. It wasn't until she gave me actual recordings of day after day after day of the most disgustingly manipulative and emotionally abusive behavior from him, such as attempting to violate her consent while drunk and her persistently saying to leave her alone. I know I shouldn't have listened to something so personal and private, but things weren't adding up and I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being lied to. I'm so glad she did share that with me because I wouldn't have known the truth otherwise. He's really good at playing the victim,
Yeah,
which
he
there are
sounds like it.
unfortunately a lot of very manipulative people like that.
Yeah.
And taking advantage of like the good graces that OP seems like a very good person, like always there to help.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, some people take advantage of nice people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and like I mean, I've seen it with some friends I have that are very empathetic people and just have a hard time distancing themselves from toxic
Mhm.
people, and it's dangerous because you can be easily taken advantage of by those kinds of people. So, yeah, I'm glad Reddit set you straight, and I
Yeah.
hope you tell this guy to fuck off.
Yeah. And let this be a lesson for 2025. Just because you've known someone for a long time doesn't mean that you should always have to associate with them. If they're not
Yes,
good for you, cut them off.
cut them off. It's harder to make friends when you're older, but you'd rather try and go through the hardness of making a new friend than keeping a shitty one.
Hmm.
Uh, all right. Was that it, John?
Yes, sir. You're up.
Sounds good. All right. So this first one I got is from r/am I overreacting by user snoo shortcuts 2017. And the title is, Am I Overreacting for Wanting to Cut Off My Family After They Went to My Fiance's Workplace to Expose Her?
Damn. Is the fiance a terrible person and deserve to be exposed?
Maybe.
Hmm. Unless they did something illegal and crazy that could get you in trouble. I would say no. I like a spectacle. I like the pettiness. So let's see how it goes.
All right. So I, 24 male, have been with my fiance, 25 female, for 6 years, and we're planning to get married in the spring of 2025. My fiance and my family have always had a strained relationship, but I thought things were improving until this week. My sister, 26 female, and her boyfriend, 25 male, only visit once or twice a year, so I was excited to see them over the holidays. One evening, my fiance and I went to our parents' house for dinner and games. She had a couple drinks, and I stayed sober to drive, and was a little emotional because we'd recently had to put down her childhood pet. My family was supportive when she shared about it, and the evening seemed to go well. At one point, she got an email from work, and the conversation briefly turned to what she does for a living. And in brackets, she works in an office. The night ended fine, and we planned to return the next day. The next morning, as we were heading back to my parents' house, I got a text from my sister saying they were in my city, which is over an hour away. Confused, I replied, "What the fuck? Why would you guys do that?" But got no response. When we got to my parents' house, I tried calling them, but no answer. Finally, I called my sister's boyfriend, and he answered. That's when I learned they had gone to my fiance's workplace, questioned her coworkers, and discovered that she doesn't work there. In a bracket, she works in the office, not on that floor. He and my family
You know what happens when you assume, right?
make an ass out of fucking everyone.
Yeah, you make a whole ass of your whole family.
Yeah. He and my family accused her of lying about her work, why she left her past job, and about her getting hit by a car, and told me I shouldn't marry her. I don't know where the car thing came out of, but that would be a wild thing to lie about.
What?
They also wanted me to provide evidence. To make it worse, I had him on speaker's phone so my fiance heard everything. I was furious but tried to stay calm. I defended her, hung up, and decided we needed to leave. I went back to my parents' house, grabbed our things, and left. Now we're at home trying to process everything. I'm beyond upset that my family disrespected my fiance and crossed such a huge boundary by going to her workplace and harassing her coworkers. I'm thinking about cutting contact with them, but I keep wondering if I'm overreacting. Is this something I should try to do?
And cut them off. Look, if it's something as trivial as this, like, place of employment, who knows what else they're gonna. Oh, sorry, Josh. By the way, they said the trigger warning's still on.
Oh,
Diamond Deville.
sorry.
No, you good. I didn't want to interrupt you. You had a good flow going, but yeah. If it's something as trivial as this, and they're already tripping out about it, imagine all the other things they're gonna try to intrude in your life. Let's say you're gonna have a kid, or any other big decisions, right? And it's insane to me that they would go to that length instead of doing the normal thing. Why don't you just invite the fiance and have them invite them and go to a dinner and just say like, hey, we really want to get to know you, and
Yeah.
we really want to understand like who my kid is going to be engaged with. Like, let's be closer. Like, let's find out. That's kind of like a normal thing to do, is just have that conversation. But to spy on them and basically make a scene, an assumption, they sound like damn. Even fucking federal agents don't do this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, this is crazy work.
And I will also add, because, and correct me if I'm wrong here, John, but if someone just randomly shows up to your office place, your office is not legally allowed to tell them that you work there, right? Like, because it
No,
could be like a crazy stalker or like something
yeah,
like that.
yeah. And even when I was, again, like, going back to my previous job, even when I was like trying to find out like dates of employment and like work authorization, I would have to get an affidavit. I would have to
Right.
get request a number and say like, hey, the government sent me here to find out if this person truly worked in this place, and then they'd have to send it to like HR, and they have to have a bunch of writing. Sometimes they have a thing called the work number where they just like employee verification, but there's always documentation because, like you said, they don't do that too. Like, if let's say you go to like a medical office or
Hmm.
like a doctor's place, they're like, you can't just request someone's information like, oh, where does this person live? because of the scenario that you just mentioned, Josh. Like, there's a possibility that hey, this people is probably trying to get information to possibly harm them.
Yeah, and it's just it seems like a like a crazy thought process. Even when you think about like, oh yeah, they'll probably just not tell you who works at that office spot. So,
Damn, how much are they retired? Are they rich? What? How much time do they got in their damn hands for them to just pop up at someone's office? I don't know if I misread it, but they traveled to go and
like over an hour, to go
that's
to.
wild, bro. In this economy, gas,
Yeah,
if they Uber, jeebus, that's a
but
lot.
yeah, what do they get out of that as well? Like,
Control.
yeah, I guess, yeah, I don't know. So some relevant, well, this is a relevant comment. So OP just clarifies where his fiance works. He says her work has 2 separate locations, one office where she works and one retail where my family harassed people. So they were at the retail place, not even the office, apparently.
Do they just go on and harass people on a day-to-day basis?
Probably these people, definitely.
Oh
My fiance told them the company name, and they just assumed they only had the retail location. And it wasn't just my sister and her boyfriend; it was also my parents. So there is an update, and it goes like this. Sorry, I'm just skipping past the obligatory apologies for the late update. My fiance and I are still together and moving forward with our plans to get married. My sister and her boyfriend have gone back home, and they've been officially uninvited to the wedding.
Hell yeah.
So now I'm back to searching for a best man. We've also gone no contact with them. I also sent a long text to my parents the day after everything went down, and they never replied. At this point, I don't even know if they're going to show up to the wedding, which I wouldn't want them there anyway.
No, they'd cause a scene.
In the past, we attempted to set boundaries with my mother because she's nosy as fuck, and that greatly upset her, which should have been the first red flag. Unfortunately, my fiance did end up losing her position at work, which has been incredibly frustrating.
Is it because of them, or it was just?
Yeah, they clarify later because his parents caused his brother and sister, brother-in-law and sister, caused a huge scene, which made the workers uncomfortable, and she was still in a probationary period, and they didn't want people that would bring drama.
I'm going to court. Fuck that.
Yeah, I mean,
lost wages? Shit.
Yeah, that's crazy. We haven't told my parents or any other family members other than her parents, who have been very supportive through this, and I'm not sure we will for a while, as it would mean talking to them. I just don't think I'd keep up with them. I think I'd cut them off for good.
Yeah, you don't owe them anything.
They literally got your fiance fired from her job. Fuck them. Thanks to everyone who has been so supportive. We're taking things one step at a time and focusing on what's important, each other. Sorry for ending it so cringy. And that is the update.
That ain't cringy at all, OP. I am so glad that you got your partners back. We have so many stories where the family, does some outrageous thing to the partner, and usually they side with the family.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you took that. I'm seeing it here too on the chat. I would take their ass to court for suing them, and I don't wish harm on anybody. but I hope this family's ankles and foot keeps getting run over by those damn shopping carts every time they visit stores.
Whoa. I don't know if I've ever had that happen to me.
Or I hope they always find the shopping carts that don't turn the wheels very well.
Or the really squeaky one. And then you're in the quiet grocery store and just like, squeak.
I hope they always get the freaking most expired items and they can't tell, and they have the worst stomach bug.
I hope when they buy berries, it's immediately moldy.
I hope the milk that they buy is always spoiled and has a little bit of mold on top already.
Maybe that should be our February merch. I don't wish harm on anyone, but that'd be a good one. I like that. Has nothing to do with Valentine's Day.
No.
But yeah, that's my story. The one thing I would say is I'd consider cutting your family off entirely. It seems like you're still open to the idea of just setting boundaries, and I just don't think they'll respect those. So I don't know. I think, make it clear, and cut them off for a bit.
And I always like to suggest, if the funds and the opportunities there, create a physical barrier by moving somewhere else.
Shout out to Melissa for becoming a member, and Christine from the Peg, as well as becoming a member, and said, I would buy that merch. So
We've had people say in a video game too. And
yeah.
what else? There was another one I saw, the shoot your load one. When this is an inside
Shoot your
joke that
load.
we had when we were playing Pico Park. We were just had the worst
Oh,
innuendos the whole time.
yeah.
Shoot your load, shoot your load.
There's too many balls. Pico
All
Park
right.
was low-key sexual. Who would have known?
That's the most innocent game out there, and for some reason we made it the most terrible thing in the world.
I love it.
All right. You ready for the next story?
Yeah, let's do it up.
Perfect. All right. This one is posted by Throw RA Pines Apple SP. You know, Sean's famous for not knowing what a pineapple is.
Yeah, people are saying, Ray said we should do, that's the beauty of a gaycation.
Oh, can someone make a list of all the merch ideas? Because I will completely forget about it post recording.
I'm picturing right now, because we were thinking that was like we could either do it like with an aquarium or something.
Wait, didn't Sean say something super unhinged like y'all fucking the fish or something?
Fuck, I don't think I've laughed harder on the show than that story. You could also do a cult leader with like the words like around him, something like that. That's the beauty of a gaycation.
Janelle has a lot of work to do because I cannot draw that shit.
I believe you.
All right. Moving on to the next story. Again, throw RA Pineapple SP. The title for this one is I, 27 female, screamed at my husband, 28 male, over his hobbies, and now he's changed, and I don't know how to fix this.
Oh, man. I think it depends on what the hobby is. And if he's also keeping up with day-to-day life stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I love playing video games. But if I'm not doing, like, the laundry or dishes or something like that,
That could be an issue.
that's fair enough to be yelled at for that. So I don't know. I don't know which way to lean on this one, because it could go either way.
You're pulling a Sean here and sitting on both fences, huh?
I'm pulling an Erica and saying, I need more information.
I need more info. All right. Story goes as this. Hey, everyone. I need some advice about a situation with my husband. I'm 27 female. He's 28 male. And we've been married for 4 years. He has a room where he keeps all his hobbies. Sim racing, aviation setups, soccer analysis tools, Lego sets, music production equipment. Basically, it's his sanctuary.
Holy shit. That guy's got so many
money.
hobbies.
Got money, too.
And money. Yeah, all those
things are expensive. I've never grown up with Legos, so
my brother always wanted. My brother loved Legos, but I never really got into them.
Yeah, I've never had a set, and I was like, you know what? I'm an adult now. I kind of have adult money. Let me just try to see if I can get into the shit. Boy, I went to a Lego store and I'm like, $200 for like a tiny thing. Oh, hell no. I'm too cheap for that.
Yeah, they're expensive.
He's super analytical and loves writing down and dissecting things, from sports to politics. He's slightly on the spectrum and very introverted, so he doesn't have close friends. I'm really the only person he shares everything with. He's always inviting me into his space to be part of his interests. I love him and appreciate that he wants to include me, but sometimes I just need some time for myself. Recently, I snapped. I yelled at him, saying some hurtful things that I didn't mean, like how his interests bore me, that he needs to get a social life, and even questioned why I married him.
Okay. Okay. I get wanting,
time alone?
For sure, but you communicate that normally, like in a calm tone. It sounds like you hate your husband, which is terrible. Terrible.
I regret every word, but my anger got the best of me, and I couldn't control it in that moment. I hate that cop out. Like my anger got the best of me, couldn't control myself. Bro, you're a whole ass adult. Learn how to control your fucking emotions.
Yeah, anyways. Elon.
Oh my God, I finally seen that shit. He definitely did it.
Okay, hold on. I got a story on that later.
We'll touch on it after the story. Since then, he's completely changed. He stopped spending time in his room, moved to sleeping on a couch, and barely talks to me. He even ignored our usual tradition of watching our home nation's soccer team play, something he'd never skipped before. Instead, he was working on his laptop, breaking our no work at home rule. When I asked him about it, he said he didn't care about the game and mentioned that maybe he should be more like his father, who's a workaholic and whom my husband idolizes. He even added, I don't blame him for divorcing at the age now. And I've apologized multiple times, but he just says, it's okay, maybe you're right, and shuts down any attempts I make to talk about his interest. I'm terrified he's considering divorce. I know I messed up, but I don't know how to rebuild trust and help him feel valued and loved again. I don't want to lose him, but I'm unsure how to approach this and make amends. Any advice?
Uh, I hate giving advice to the shitty people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounds like you hate him and his hobbies, which is shitty. There's ways to communicate. If you truly want to fix this, you definitely have to go to therapy, learn how to communicate better. Couples therapy could help as well if he's willing to. But yeah, it seems like you're just dumping on your husband for something he loves doing and for who he is as a person. And it doesn't sound like he was doing anything
No.
bad. He was just enjoying his hobbies.
And he wants you to be part of it. Like
yes, that's what.
something bond over.
That's like the dream. You want your partner to be interested in the things you're interested in, whether they understand all of it or not. Like there's Sienna's a marathon runner. I fucking hate long distance running. But I support the shit out of her and I go to the runs and stuff like that because it's what she loves doing. It's what makes her feel good. And I would never shit on her for that because that is so crazy to do as a partner.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to touch on this a little bit too. I also don't want to give OP advice because I kind of don't like this person. Like to me, if this happened to me, it's done.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. And I know they mentioned that, the husband is slightly on like the spectrum and is an introverted. And this is just kind of me talking on like my perspective. And I'm not saying this involves everyone else, as everyone has a different perspective. But to me, what I see is that the husband is been unmasked, right?
Mhm.
And it takes a lot of effort for someone to like function and like especially someone possibly in a spectrum to like uh be themselves. And it seemed like their home and that specific room in general where all his hobbies laid, and the fact that he wants to bring her into that, and he like snapped, and like that was his home, and that room and her was his safe space.
Yeah.
And that's the only time that he can like possibly be truly himself. And the fact that like he got yelled at for it, and he got fucking berated and degraded for the shit that he does, where it seems like it's nothing, like
Mhm.
it's nothing concerning. uh, to me, that's betrayal. It's just like, wow, you can't accept me for who I am. And that's a deal, that's a huge deal breaker for me,
Especially when it's
basically.
something you love doing. Now you're associating those things with the
Yes.
hurt of,
Getting yelled at.
having your wife yell at you like that. And so yeah, I feel terrible for him. I don't blame him one bit if he wants to move on from this because he deserves someone who's going to support him through these hobbies.
Yeah. And that's like, I agree that, at the end of the day, like it's her responsibility to control her emotions, like you don't lash out your partner that way. And
Hmm.
especially saying something so hurtful, like, I'm questioning why I even married you to begin with.
Yeah,
Like hearing that would destroy me.
yeah.
I would just think
Over
about
something
that shit.
over something so like something that could have just been communicated normally.
Yes.
Hey,
She could have easily said, hey, honey, I'm not interested today. Like, do you mind if I get a little bit space?
yes,
That's all she had
complete.
to say.
I'm sure he would have been like, yeah, sure,
Okay.
fine. I'll go, work on one of my other hobbies or whatever he wants to do.
Dude, she
Uh,
broke him
it's just such a escalation for seemingly no reason. That's
so
what
quick.
it's crazy to me. So I think OP definitely needs therapy, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
uh,
she broke him big time. And the top comment for this story before we conclude, from Darkling Dawns, they put, you didn't just criticize his hobbies, you degraded him.
mhm.
Saying he needs a social life and asking why you married him. Did you even try to talk to him frankly before you snapped? Kind of like what you said, Josh.
Yeah,
Did you tell him that you needed some space, or did you just stuff it all down until one day you screamed it all out? Instead of apologizing, I suggest that you see if he's willing to go to couples counseling with you, like what you suggested, where y'all can work on communication and trying to move past the incident. But to me, again, it will be very difficult for me to pass because it's just like
Yeah.
I'm always just gonna be a constant reminder as like, oh, when's the next time you're gonna snap at me? Like, I can't ever see that same room again. It's like it's done for me. Like that was my safe space and it's broken.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. And I don't blame her husband for doing what he feels he needs to do in this situation.
Also, I would like to be friends with a husband.
Just so that you can play with his Legos.
Are you kidding me? Like the Legos, the racing. I've always wanted to build a racing simulator, but I'm like, they're so expensive.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Racing games have never been my thing, but
I'm terrible at them. As you can tell, like I'm not very good at video games.
Yeah, I'd be terrible at a racing video game for sure. I just drive as fast as I can, hit the corner and crash into everyone, and then speed pass. All right, let's move on to the next one here from r/relationship_advice by visible midscore bid 9585. And this one does have trigger warnings, but I don't think it comes until the update, so I'm going to hold off as to not spoil it too much.
Okay.
So you can listen to the first half and not have to worry about that. So this one's titled, "My boyfriend just broke up with me because one of his guy friends lied about hooking up with me before. How do I fix this relationship?"
Wait. Say the fiance is not going through with the the boyfriend's not going through the relationship because a friend lied about hooking up.
Yeah, one of his guy friends lied about hooking up with OP.
Well, that friend's a dick.
I mean, yeah. We'll hop into it and then you can give your advice.
Okay.
Because I feel your good advice might be wasted on this, but we'll see.
Okay.
So my boyfriend and I have been dating for about 10 weeks now. Which I gotta say, cut it off.
Bro, 10 weeks. If you can say weeks, bro, it ain't worth it. Come on. Money back guarantee.
Yeah. When he officially asked me to be his girlfriend, we mutually agreed to take things slow. Now, after almost 3 months, we decided it was time to meet each other's closest friends. I know he has told his guy friends about me before, but it would always be very vague. They just knew he was seeing someone. Now, on Monday, me and my boyfriend were hanging out when I noticed he was being distant. For example, when I snuggled up to him, he would not hug me or anything like that, which he usually does. I thought he was just having a bad day, so I initiated sex, thinking it would lighten up the mood. After that, I asked him if he was hungry and if he wanted to order some food, to which he just shrugged and said, "I don't know, I don't really care." At that moment, I kind of snapped and told him he should just tell me if he wanted me to leave instead of treating me like that. He was silent for about 20 seconds and then asked me if I knew a guy friend of his. I'll just name him Alex. I told my boyfriend I know him from when he's talking about his friends, but I haven't known him before before I met him. He asked me if I was sure, and I said, yes, 100%, because I am sure I've never met this guy in my life before my boyfriend. My boyfriend was silent again, looked at me and said, fine, and started putting on his shoes and jacket to leave. I asked him what was wrong and where he's going, and he just said, I would have been fine with you just hooking up with one of my friends, but but lying is something I'm not putting up with. I'll go for a walk, and I want you gone when I'm back, before slamming the door in my face. I literally stood there in shock, questioning if this was some kind of sick prank. After about 3 minutes, when I realized he was actually gone, I called my best friend and told her about what just happened. I was just confused. I couldn't even cry. I was just in shock. I eventually packed my stuff and left after my best friend told me it's probably best to just give him time and space. My best friend picked me up from his place and we drove straight to hers since she didn't want me sleeping alone that night. I just texted him saying, quote, I just wanted to let you know I have no idea what you were talking about earlier. I'm not lying and I do not know Alex. I'm very confused right now, but I want to give you time and space you need. Please call me if you are ready to talk. I don't want to lose you over something like that. I love you. And then I turned off my phone before trying to sleep that night.
I love you in 10 weeks. Wow. Wow, then. Boy, if you can still say weeks, you still interesting.
I mean,
sorry. I mean, I guess if you know, you know, but
but would be questioning that right now. uh, but I turned my phone off that night to try and sleep so I wouldn't be staring at my phone every 2 minutes, hoping he'd replied. Obviously, though, I couldn't sleep that night, so I turned my phone on around 3 a.m. to a lengthy text from him, mainly stating how disappointed he is and how much I've hurt him. He told me he wanted to talk the next day at his house. What's there to talk about then? If you're, I don't know. At around 4 p.m., my best friend drove me back to his house and waited in his car for me. Waited in the car for me. My boyfriend was already waiting for me, and I wanted to hug him, but he asked me not to touch him. I broke down crying at that moment. I couldn't get a word out, and he tried calming me down. Eventually, he started talking and told me he'd been hanging out with 5 of his guy friends when he casually brought up that he and I are official now, and he wants me to join the next time the other guys are bringing their girlfriends. They congratulated him. Some of them asked questions like how old I am, where we met, etc. Alex asked him to show a picture of me, which my boyfriend did. This is when Mo, one of his other friends, looked at Alex, and Alex just asked my boyfriend if he's joking. My boyfriend asked him why would he be joking, and Alex basically told him that he and I used to hook up occasionally for about 5 months 2 years ago. Mo immediately accused my boyfriend of breaking the bro code, telling him there was no way he didn't know. The other guys joined in, saying it's not breaking the bro code because Alex just banged me and it was nothing serious. These guys are just treating her like an object. Crazy.
Jesus Christ.
She's a person who could date and have sex with whoever she wants. My boyfriend, no one owns her, is what I'm saying.
No, that's facts.
My boyfriend was mortified and told him he didn't know Alex was seeing me, and I never told him, even though I've seen him when my boyfriend showed me pictures of his friends or when Alex would snap him or things like that. My boyfriend asked him if he didn't recognize me before from the things he's told the guys about me or when he would post candid photos of me, like walking in front of my boyfriend, etc. He said he hadn't because I changed a lot, which is true. I had lost about 50 pounds and wearing my hair different now. My boyfriend said Alex knew oddly specific things about my body, like tattoos. You cannot see them unless I'm wearing my underwear, or scars, etc. At this point, I'm freaking out because I honestly have no clue what he's talking about and where he got these details from. My boyfriend said it hurt him to find out the way he did, but he would have gotten past it because he could understand me being uncomfortable telling him about my past with one of his friends, but he won't forgive me for lying straight to his face. I know my boyfriend has some trauma regarding lies and dishonesty, which is why I would never lie to him. I told him exactly that, but he didn't believe me, and I can't blame him. Everything Alex told him sounds real, and while I'm desperately trying to win my boyfriend back, I'm freaking out at the fact that Alex knows what I look like naked. My boyfriend told me he does not know if he can move on from that. I asked him if he wanted a break, and he just said he doesn't know. I apologize, and looking back, he probably thinks that was my way of admitting. I left his place and broke down at my best friend's car, crying again. It's been 2 days and he hasn't said anything. This uncertainty is killing me, and I honestly do not know what to do right now. How do I fix this relationship?
I'll take what the fuck is wrong with Alex for 1,000.
Okay.
What? Wait. What is he getting out of this shit? First of all, 10 weeks, baby girl. It ain't worth it. You saying I love you to this person already? It ain't worth it. It sounds like he's an insecure boy.
Yeah.
It sounds like this friend group will probably go on a vacation together at this point. But, you know, I am a firm, and you were kind of saying this too already, like during the story, Josh. Like, she doesn't owe anybody shit. She can date around whoever she wants. She can sleep with anyone, whoever she wants, and they are treating her like property and a piece of meat that they can be passed around at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's and the fact that like the friend is insisting that, oh, I've seen her naked. Yeah, I did this, bro code. First of all, that shit is stupid as hell. Yeah. And I hope that you don't try to waste your energy and your efforts and your, spending your emotional, getting emotional about this guy. It's been 10 weeks. This guy sounds like he's insecure as hell. He sounds like he has a friend group that is a piece of shit. I gotta say they're not the right people that you might want to associate with moving forward. Cut your losses, move on. You haven't lost that much time.
Okay. I think that's great advice. Uh, However, like I said, there is an update, and it comes with a trigger warning
Oh no.
for racism and manipulation.
Don't tell me OP's racist. Because I'll take it all back.
I would also add sexism, but that was probably clear from the first part of the story.
Okay.
All right. So I'll give people time if they want to hop off. They don't want to hear this, but this is the update. And I will say the racism and stuff comes a few paragraphs from now, so you got time to pop off if you want.
Ray Dusele asked racism, bro. How did that get for real?
I didn't want to spoil it, so
Is that the double jeopardy fucking?
you'll see. You'll see.
Oh my god.
All right, so here's the update. In the days after my initial post, when my ex went radio silent, I had all the time in the world to reflect about this relationship, and I started to realize that there were only two options. Either my ex was lying to me, or Alex was lying to him. I stopped reaching out to my ex, and I guess it made him suspicious. 3 days after my post, my ex reached out to me through text asking if we could talk.
Hell no.
At this point, I wasn't sad, but mad. So I texted him back a message basically saying that I'm not insane and I know what I did and what I did not do. That either Alex is ruining our relationship or my ex is lying to me, and I'm done being framed as a bad person when I've done nothing wrong. I also told him that at this point, there's no going back for me, especially as I realized I started to build resentment towards him for sleeping with me right before everything blew up. So I'd rather wrap this breakup as fast as possible, which is true. They did have sex before he told her anything, which is like,
oh yeah,
fucking
like,
crazy.
Well, gotta get his still.
Yeah.
Fucking selfish ass.
Piece of shit. He read this message and was typing for like 20 minutes before calling me. He was crying and asking if we could meet up. What a baby. I complied, but under conditions that he brings all my stuff because I was not playing this game anymore. I'm currently staying at my parents' house, so he drove here. He's still crying when he arrived. I honestly just wanted him to drop my stuff off and leave because I was scared I was going to cave in eventually. He asked me if he could come inside so he could explain himself. I asked what's theirs to explain, but he insisted I deserved to know the truth before breaking up completely. So I let him in and we sat down to talk in my room. He started by saying that I'm the woman of his dreams and he just messed up for life and how empty life was without me, and I started crying as well. I asked him to please stop and just tell me what's going on. He literally broke down sobbing hysterically to the point where I told him to calm down and breathe. He basically told me that Alex did tell him that he slept with me and that I'm not. Alex told him that he's. He told me that Alex slept with. Alex told him that he slept with me and that I'm not wifey material and that he should break up with me. Alex told my ex to just ghost me because he doesn't need to justify himself and I don't need closure. My ex, however, wanted me to admit sleeping with Alex, so he came up with this plan to test me. He lied about Alex knowing about my scars or tattoos to see how I would react so he could get a definite answer. He said he felt like my reaction to him telling me felt like I was lying and that Alex was telling the truth. So he lied about Alex knowing about her scars and tattoo.
Boy, let me backhand the shit out of you, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's a fucking shitty thing to do. Also, I'd also think that's how I would react if someone was like, oh yeah, here's details about your body that this person knows. I'd be like, well, that's fucking weird. You know what I mean? Like, how else do you expect her to react to that? My ex told his friends about breaking up with me when Alex was freaking out at him for telling me that Alex said he had slept with me. So Alex was getting mad that the ex told OP.
Mm-hmm.
They argued back and forth until my ex asked him if he was lying, to which Alex said that he's not lying, but he just doesn't want his business out there like that, and that he swore to me that he would never tell anyone about sleeping with me. At this point, I interrupt my ex, asking him if he seriously believes what Alex said, And he said no, that was when he realized Alex was lying to him. My ex said he drove to Alex's place to talk shit out in person, but Alex's roommates wouldn't let him in since my ex seemed too upset. So he drove to one of his other guy's friends who was there too when Alex claimed that he had slept with me. Without going into too much more detail about my ex and his friends, they had a long talk. The friend told him that Alex had always talked shit about my ex for dating me. For context, I'm black, and my ex and his friends, except for one, are white. Alex would joke or share memes about black bitches and how no white dude in his right mind would turn to a black woman and some other pretty disturbing stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
You unseasoned bitch.
He's a fucking sad, racist little man. My ex's friends thought it was weird, but really didn't pay any mind because it's always been Alex's humor to make racist or sexist jokes. And they always thought he was just frustrated about being single. It's not an excuse.
You wonder why?
It's not an excuse.
I don't think he's not involuntary.
Yeah.
Like it's.
Wait, it gets crazier.
Holy shit.
So my ex said he thinks Alex did all this because he's low-key racist and didn't want one of his friends to date outside of their race. I asked him, what about this shit is low-key? And how irresponsible of him was it to not warn me and also subject me to people like this? Yeah, he's being openly racist. That's not low-key. What the fuck? What the fuck are you doing?
Now encouraged by the current state of this damn world right now. I hate it here.
He apologized profusely, saying he never really saw it until now, which I find hard to believe. I was honestly speechless about how my ex lied to me, tested me, how he casually is hanging out with racists. My ex went on to tell me how amazing I am, and he can't believe he ruined everything for another 5 minutes or so, until I asked him if there's anything important left he needs to tell me, or if anything is still left unsaid. He said no, and that he doesn't want to be selfish, but all he could ask is for me to consider the possibility of mending this relationship with the help of God. Fuck you.
You better start praying, baby boy. Thoughts and prayers for your bitch ass, because it ain't happening.
Yeah. I didn't say anything. I just got up, opened the door, and asked him if he had all my stuff in his car. He said yes, so we went downstairs. I got my stuff out. He asked if he could hug me, and I said I don't know, so he hugged me and told me he's sorry, and I went inside again to call my best friend. Also, her saying I don't know to a hug is not an invitation to hug
actually
her.
Hug the person. Yeah.
Fuck me.
You stupid.
My ex has reached out to me 10 times or so until I blocked him everywhere. One of his guy friends, girlfriends even reached out to me to say that she feels for me and that she's met Alex and he's never once said something like this in front of her and how we've all been deceived. I told her that as good as her intentions might be, she should tell my ex if he has some respect for me, he would make sure that not him or one of his acquaintances would ever reach out to me again. As weird as it may sound, but finding all this out just made it easier for me to move on from him. I'm still in shock and still hurt, but I realized that in the time we were dating, I never knew who he was or who his friends were. In the past weeks, I've started to heal and reflect on me and my attachment style, as some of you suggested. I've never been single or not dating anyone for longer than a month, and I tend to get wrapped up in my emotions so easily, and I realized that I was always a little scared to be completely single. On top of that, I tend to fall for people who carry a lot of emotional burdens themselves, so I'm working on that at the moment. I'm sorry if you were expecting a dramatic plot twist of me admitting I was sleeping with Alex or anything like that. Thank you again for all the comments.
I mean, sleeping with the dude is like her prerogative. She can do whatever she wants. But like, it was kind of a controlling way that he did it too. It's kind of sketchy, and sometimes you kind of do, like the people you kind of associate with are kind of says a lot about you as a person. So
yeah.
Again, it's been 10 weeks. It seems like OP is in a position where she wants to heal and, kind of discover herself as a person too, which is fine. You can be bad all by yourself. All I can say is just, meet new people. Hopefully they're better off than this group of weirdos here. But I'm hoping your journey gets better, and just know that you're enough and that you're worth it, and you don't have to settle for anyone. And girl, don't say I love you too fast, please.
Yes, Ray. Your friends are a reflection of you. And I agree with that 100%. I think uh, also him downplaying the racism is like
He
crazy.
said low key.
There was a crazy comment in the after the update. Uh, and I forget what it is, but you know, I would find it, but it's not worth it. But it basically sum it up. They were like, yeah, you don't want to think your friends are racist. So I understand where he's coming from. It's like, well, that doesn't make it better. You forgiving your friend's racism does not make your sin okay. Also,
Mhm.
he was a piece of shit for manipulating her into thinking, um, she like had slept with Alex. So I don't know. I think this guy's a piece of shit as well. If your friend's racist, call them out on it, or don't hang out with them.
Dude,
There's no way they're gonna learn.
not only racist people are just terrible people, but I imagine they probably have the worst fucking food in the world. What they eat. I mean, think about it. A lot of the spices are from foreign countries. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's just like, I gotta put allspice, Chinese this, Chinese that, some Indian, some this, some Cajun. Ooh, I bet you their shit. I bet you they eat bland and plain ass chicken every day. You fucking
No, they're
nasty
probably
degenerates.
hypocrites and eat like any food.
Hell nah, they be probably eating white people taco, bro, with the hard shell and everything. You
I mean, that might be true
bastards.
too. I could see it going either way.
You bastards. I hate
Um,
them so much.
I do want to give a shout out to Avery, who donated $5. Said job interview tomorrow. If I get it, it'll be the most I've ever made. I'm a bit nervous, but also excited to learn more about the job. Have a good have a good day, everyone. I think that's probably what they meant to say.
Ooh, Avery, good luck on your interview. My tip, I know it's not, you didn't ask for it. Always ask a bunch of questions in the end, interview the interviewer afterwards.
Oh, that's a good
That
one.
always signifies a hiring manager, for me at least, as someone who used to hire people. That means they have a little bit more interest in the job and they kind of stand out a little bit better. So good luck and ask a bunch of shit.
my my dumbass would be like, "So you dog or cat person?"
Why not both?
Yes, that's the correct answer. You passed my interview of you interviewing me.
How much do you want? Okay, add a little bit more to that.
How much do you get paid?
I want what you're having. All right, moving on to the next story. This one kind of long, and
Okay.
all right, well let's get to it. This one kind of irked me a little bit reading this.
Okay, can I do a quick shout out to Christine from the Peg?
Shout out all the way.
Gifted 5 memberships. We appreciate you.
Holy,
Now we're gonna have a bunch of pop-ups here.
as long as it's good.
All right, go ahead, John.
Perfect. All right. Story number 3 for me, I guess, is posted by Throw RA Boa. And the title is I, 29 male, feel bad for making my wife's, 28 female, life miserable after her affair. Think it's time to forget and forgive?
No, it was her having the affair.
Yes.
Then I don't think so. I think you're in the
Okay.
complete right to never forgive that.
Okay. All right. I'm really curious how your statements are going to be out
Oh
after reading
no.
this story.
Well, I'm just okay. Let me explain. Like, he's asking if he should forgive his wife for
Mhm.
after she cheated on him.
Mhm.
In my mind, I'm like, because I've learned from experience, never forgive a cheater. And so I'm thinking like, she's trying to like come crawling back to him, and
Mhm.
he's just like, nah, I don't fuck with cheaters. But
Sounds fair.
now that I think about it more, this could be like a, hey, let's open the relationship up. he doesn't find anyone, and she's happily out with guys every night.
Dick appointments every day.
Yeah.
All right. Story goes as this. Wife wants more freedom 2 years after being caught having an affair. And they put backstory here a little bit. About 2 years ago, my wife decided to have a full-blown affair with her coworker.
Okay.
Sorry, my title shifted. Apologies for that. Um, Or was I? Oh, I actually had no clue until she slipped up and sent me a text meant for her ex-lover. It was something like, quote, he's going to be gone with the boys all weekend for a camping trip. She realized that she messed up, but I pretended to not receive the text. Had my dad had my dad take my boys camping so I could investigate. Anyways, I found her and her ex-lover at our house. Never confronted them, just collected evidence the entire weekend. I tailed the ex-lover to find out where he stays, and then turns out he has a whole family too. A little bit more on the backstory. Monday morning, once my boys go to school, I confronted her with all the evidence. I was expecting her to put up a fight, but she just broke down and admitted to the whole affair. The affair lasted for 8 months, according to her. She begged me not to file divorce. I still loved her and was broken learning about the affair. She told me that she would do anything, and she told me that she would do anything I wanted to keep our marriage. One of the main factors I decided to try and fix things was knowing that if we split, she would probably go back to her hometown, which is 2 states away. It would be nearly impossible to see my boys if that happened. I would have fought
Uh, I think you would have a great case to keep the kids.
if it was
If
her
she's
that cheated.
if she's cheating, I think you have a great case in court to keep the
Mm,
kids. I don't know.
I'm
That's
not a lawyer, so
to
I wouldn't.
me anyway. That makes the most
That's I mean
sense.
that sounds logical, right? I would have fought tooth and nail for full custody, but no lawyer could promise I'd win. And now
Really,
to I don't
that's
know.
shocking to me.
That is to me as well. So now they put like restrictions. What are the restrictions are? After doing a lot of research online, I prepared my demands and list of restrictions for her. I made sure she fully understood that if she wanted to gain my trust back, she had to follow these rules.
Sorry, someone said cheating doesn't mean bad parenting. I don't think it makes you a great person.
I
I
wouldn't want to be with someone who is could
that's
possibly teach my kid how
that's
to
also not
cheat.
my argument. My argument is like he should get custody or at least have choice of 50-50 or something like that. Uh because he's the one getting fucked over in the relationship. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
I don't think he's the one that tore the family apart.
yeah,
If she's the one
cheating
that cheated, right?
cheating on your kid's father is not, not not making you a great parent in my eyes. You know what I mean?
With that, I told her if she wanted a divorce, I was willing to go down that route too. Told her she had to give me a fully written confession letter with all the details of her relationship with her ex lover. She had to give a copy of the letter to her ex lover's wife and apologize to her for destroying their marriage and family as well. She would have to find a new place to work at. As far as restrictions go, she has to have her location on at all times on her phone, tracker installed in her car, all passwords and bank account statements, and they put we have separate bank accounts, have to be shared with me. If she goes out with her friends, she has to check in with me every 30 minutes on FaceTime. She's no longer able to see her best friend since she knew and supported the affair. She's not allowed to meet with anybody from outside of work. No sex until I'm ready to try again. Her main reason for cheating was because I wasn't in the physical shape I used to be in. And I agreed and lost 35 pounds and I took up boxing. And now to their current situation.
I'm with Stevie. Just get a divorce for fuck's sake.
This whole time I was just like, dude, what the fuck are all these rules? Like, you sound like a
Yeah.
damn warden at this point. Although I will say she kind of deserves it for fucking cheating. But at this point, I'm like, I don't even want to be in this relationship anymore. It sounds like
Yeah,
too much work.
I could see him being like, okay, these are the stipulations in hopes that she would initiate the divorce or something like that. I don't know. Like, it just seems so toxic.
Yeah, yeah. And if they're trying to say for the sake of the kids, I'm like, really? You're kind of showing for the sake of the kids that a relationship is kind of, it sounds like manipulative at this point now, right?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anyways, the current situation. Wife no longer wants to check in with me when she's out with her friends. She wants to hang out slash go to lunch with coworkers because she's lonely at work. Also, she wants to have sex with me, and we haven't had sex since the affair. And I just started to be able to kiss her. And this is the part that pissed me off. She wants to try for another baby, but I don't think I'm ready. No, don't bring another life into this. You guys are
No.
fucking not happy people.
Oh,
Um,
man.
the other night, she had her hair done and put on a lingerie and heels for me, but for some reason, I couldn't. She went to the bathroom to cry. And I felt like garbage for ruining this beautiful girl. Ooh, I felt like garbage for ruining this beautiful girl, my wife. The sound of her crying still is messing with my head, and her best friend is getting married, and she wants to attend the bachelorette party in a few weeks in Vegas. I'm not sure what to do. I don't want my wife's life to be completely miserable. Then again, this is the friend that knew about the affair and supported it. My worry is if I keep these restrictions on my wife, she's going to regret her decision to stay. It's not like she's asking me to remove them. She asked me to consider it. And as for the bachelorette party, she just told me about it. She never asked to go, but I know what she meant by telling me about it. And I just want our marriage to go back to where we were, and forcing all of this is so tiring at the same time. I'm tempted to give her entire freedom back, but there'll always be something in the back of my mind telling me not to trust her.
I've never heard a story that screams to me divorce more than this one.
For real.
At what point is this making your kid's life better?
None.
Your parents, both their parents are now stressed under very strict rules, and yeah, it sounds like their lives are not better. So I don't know. I think divorce is the best way forward. Many people are saying you probably will get 50-50 custody, in which case I don't know how her moving across states would work. I don't know parenting or like I don't know custody laws, let alone American custody laws. So I don't know what the rules are there, but I don't know. I just think staying in this is toxic. It's making both your lives worse. It's probably making your kids' lives worse.
Yeah.
Because kids can tell. Kids can definitely tell when their parents are not, vibing with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just toxic and terrible. So I don't know. I think it's just time to cut it off.
I would also just cut it off at this point. And kind of we were mentioning earlier, this shit sounds so exhausting to even do this shit day to day.
Yes.
And again, we don't know how like the custody part is gonna play out, and if it happens to be 2 states away. Oh, go ahead.
So Bridget in the comments said if 50-50, which is most states' presumption, the judge won't allow her to move that far and retain that much custody. So if she chooses to move that far, she would probably lose, majority or like 50-50 custody, whatever it happens to be.
And if I didn't know that information, what I would have just done is just like, all right, if you're gonna end up, moving to separate states, since you're the one that fucked our whole life together, you're in charge of like financially covering our kids traveling back and forth.
Yeah.
And you're gonna put in more because you're the one that fucked everything up, bro. You're the one that cheated. You're the one that did all that. And also, I'll just put the. Oh, go ahead, Josh.
I was just gonna say it's also not fair to the kids if you're making them regularly go across state lines that far.
Too, that is kind of a lot of work, but yeah, this doesn't sound like a marriage at this point. And we mentioned it earlier. He just sounds like a warden now.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate what she did, but she's also a person at the end of the day. Like we can, I'm judging the shit out of her.
Yeah, I think she's not a good
person. She's not a good person for cheating. If she wasn't attracted to her, first of all, she sounds shallow as fuck for saying like, "Oh, I'm not attracted to you anymore because you gained weight." Well, I mean, sometimes that's kind of how life happens. But did you talk to him about that? Like, did you guys have that conversation initially before cheating with your coworker? So,
yeah, there's therapy that could have happened before that case.
Yeah, so much stuff that you could have done before cheating with somebody. So she doesn't get a pass to that. But at the same time, too, like he also doesn't get a pass because now he's basically running her entire life, and that's like, I think she lost herself as a person. And I also don't like the friend either because they encourage the cheating, which I think they're a piece of shit for doing that too. So
yeah,
I think if this was an Am I the Asshole episode, I think everyone sucks in this fucking situation.
That's fair.
And then there are some comments, and it kind of summarize what we said. Nuclear mishaps put, this isn't a relationship anymore, man. It can't be. Not with everything that she did and the restrictions you put on her since then. Just divorce. It's the right thing to do here. And then unnamed 13 commented under that. Yeah, when I found out about my girl cheating, I initially considered doing this if we were going to try to fix things, but ended up dumping her because something like this was just messed up, and the best choice was to separate and move on instead of torture her and myself. I also think that getting divorced is the way to go here. Trey Boucher commented, your relationship can never be what it once was, and you are just prolonging the inevitable. Neither of you can contribute to live like this. I wish you the best of luck, my friend, and happy future. And then kind of what something that we're missing in the beginning. Another doubtful guest put, I'll just note that I didn't see therapy or counseling on the list of conditions and restrictions for either of them.
True.
They should have done that too. I mean, it should have done that from the beginning, but he went straight on making a list.
Yeah.
I think they could have benefited from couples counseling after discovery of the affair. Even before that, too, I think it would have helped. He's been punishing her for 2 years without doing any work to heal, and it doesn't sound like he gave her any room to do any. 2 years on, this is probably a write off. And then last relevant comment, I said relative comment in the beginning. I didn't know
Yeah,
what
it
the fuck
doesn't
the word
matter.
was. You should separate. Days 1984 put, you should separate. It's been 2 years. If you agree to stay with her, you can't use this against her forever. You will both just be miserable. Her suggestion of a band-aid baby is terrible, which
Yes.
what the fuck is she thinking with that?
Crazy. Yeah, because his list was almost like I compared to like making homelessness illegal, but not solving the issues that cause homelessness. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna restrict her from doing all these things, but we're never gonna get to the root of the actual issue. And so it's gonna cause way more issues down the line. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, this sounds like it's gone far enough that I think
It's done.
neither
Yeah.
of you are happy together. So
No, absolutely not.
yeah. Love to give a quick shout out to Celine for becoming a member. And then Kelsey, who donated $10, said, "Hey guys, thanks for being such a safe space and comfort to us during these really stinky times in the States. Me and my boyfriend love watching you three. Keep up the good vibes. Much love, heart emoji." So thank you, Kelsey.
Thank you, Kelsey. It do be stinky nowadays.
To be. It do be?
What?
Doobie. Smoking a doobie is stinky. I don't know. I thought you were trying to make a pun, and then I got lost in it.
Moving on.
Someone asked where the Elon story is, and here it is.
Oh yeah, I totally blanked out about that. What happened there?
Speaking of really stinky times in the States, this next one I got here is posted on r/AITAH by Flow with Love. The title is, "Am I the asshole for discontinuing my nephew's scholarship after seeing his social media posts being proud of Elon's Nazi gesture?"
Oh, hell nah. Take everything away. As a matter of fact, ask them for some other shit, like, a back pay for all the things that you spent on that.
Yeah.
Why are you going to support a fucking idiot like this? Fuck
Yep.
that.
Sorry, I saw one that was in here that I wanted to get to, but I missed it. Damn it. Anyway, I think someone was asking how we donate to Sean, but you can, if you do donations like through the YouTube super chat, Sean gets part of that. So that's a way. If you want to just donate to help some good causes, you can Venmo Sean.
Or a link tree note it should be on the link after this. We're gonna add the description.
It's not there now, but if you go to any other episode, it's down there somewhere. All right. So I need your opinion about this. So I need your honest opinion about my dilemma. I've been financially supporting one of my nephews through college. My late husband and I set aside a fund for any of our nieces or nephews who needed help with education. He was the first to take us up on the offer, and I've been covering most of his tuition and living expenses since he started school last year. He and I have always been close, so this decision wasn't hard for me. He lost his dad, in brackets my brother-in-law, when he was 12, and I've tried to be there for him like a second parent. Yesterday, I stumbled across one of his public social media posts that left me speechless. It was a clip of Elon Musk doing what looked like a Nazi salute at Trump's inauguration. Which I will say, it didn't look like one. I'm pretty sure it was one, and he did two of them, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The caption read, quote, "Free thinkers like Elon are what this world needs. Don't let sheep tell you otherwise. Hashtag power, hashtag leadership, hashtag truth." End quote. Crazy. It's crazy when the sheeps think they're not the sheeps.
You're literally following somebody.
You're literally
hanging on to someone's every word.
You're literally being a sheep to Elon. I don't know. I don't know what you mean. OP goes on to say, "I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I'm Jewish and my late husband was too. Our entire family has been vocal about combating anti-Semitism and educating the younger generation about its dangers. To see my nephew, someone I've supported and loved dearly, share something that glorifies a fascist symbol was devastating. I immediately called him to talk about it. He dismissed my concerns, saying I was overreacting and that the post wasn't literal. He said Elon Musk's actions were blown out of proportion and that people need to stop being so sensitive about everything. When I asked him if he understood why this post was harmful, he shrugged it off, saying, "It's just a different perspective."
Really no.
This attitude crushed me. I told him that I couldn't, in good consciousness, continue funding his education if he didn't understand the gravity of what he was supporting. He called me unfair and accused me of cancel culture. Motherfuckers use cancel culture for anything. He later texted me saying he thought family was supposed to support each other no matter what. My
Not if your
sister,
family's a dumbass.
yeah, yeah. We continually say cut off toxic family members.
And you're one of them, buddy.
Yeah. My sister, his mom, has been calling me nonstop, begging me to reconsider. She thinks I'm being too harsh and that pulling his scholarship could ruin his future. She suggested I educate him instead of punishing him. I told him to read the history books, but he refuses because, according to him, they're not factual. I gotta ask, what is he learning at university then? But here's the thing. I've tried. This isn't the first time he's shared problematic views online, though nothing this extreme. I've had conversations with him before, but it doesn't seem to make a difference. So am I the asshole for standing up for my principles?
Absolutely not. As a matter of fact, I give this is it nephew?
Yeah.
I give nephew 3 things: thoughts, prayers, and a link to Sally Mae, because you're gonna have to get your own damn loan. Freaking yes, free speech is a thing, but you know what's not gonna be free? You're a college, but
Yeah, because he
so you
voted
better
against
start
it.
paying for that shit. You're an idiot, bro. Like, I mean, especially if this is family and they knew that, they're like the lay husband was Jewish. Is that what they said, Josh?
Yeah, which I would wonder if that would make him Jewish then technically, because she and the husband are
Yeah.
both
So
Jewish. So I imagine her sister, which is his mom, is also probably Jewish.
and they're okay with that, and it's
Yeah.
like there's I am also afraid that this fool is gonna be an educated idiot too afterwards. But yeah, I mean, I don't understand the whole like people calling them sheep and all that shit. Like, you're not a free thinker yourself because you're getting all your ideologies from someone who just spouts it out. So, and the person that you idolize happens to be in cahoots with the most dumbest fucking person in the freaking world right
Yeah.
now. So in comparison and in relation, you're following an idiot. So I don't understand. Buddy fucked around and find out and get them student loans up, baby.
Hey, shout out Tita in the chat.
Who's who's that? Oh, is that my
Your
mom?
mom.
What's up, mother?
Hell yeah. Thank you for dropping in. We appreciate that. But yeah, I agree 100%, John. I think it's crazy to me because assuming he's voting age, he definitely voted against, like schooling anyway, very very clearly. So I don't know. I think if he wanted free schooling, he should have thought about better who he voted for. Now, this is not saying the other side would have given free schooling because they promised that as well.
Yeah, a bunch of liars too.
But I know which side definitely won't give you that. So
And
yeah,
this is the thing. That's the thing I'm pissed. And this is kind of off topic too. Like I have like I wouldn't call them friends anymore. I call them like acquaintances and people that I used to know back in the day. They live in California, right?
Okay.
And they, California tends to lean a little bit more on the left, and
Yep.
they lean more towards people's rights. They're vehemently and like they donate to like, or their partner donates to like causes that are not very people friendly. And it's like they have that shelter because they live in a state where it's like, yeah, they'll still fucking help you, but you're funding you're funding people who will put policies where it'll affect a ton of people. So that kind of just makes you a terrible person, and you're not going to get any consequences for it because it's like you have a safe net and
Yeah.
all these people don't. And I just, that's one thing I don't understand about these people. Is just like, okay, you're putting policies in, or you're voting to put policies in place that will affect others, knowing damn well that you have a safe net and it's not going to
Hmm.
bother you or affect you. I fucking hate those people.
Well, you have a safe net until it comes around to you. You know what I
And then
mean?
that's when they're gonna start complaining,
Yeah.
and that's when they're gonna start realizing like, oh shit. And and sometimes I think they're too dense to realize that too.
Yeah. I mean, it's insane to me because it's like he's clearly not well off enough that he's in a high tax bracket like his family. You know what I mean? Because he's maybe the OP is, but himself needing money for school, and voting for billionaires and supporting billionaires who are not going to help you. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? They're
bootlicking people that don't give a damn about you. They just want you to be a number and a statistic so they can keep getting money and they can keep being billionaires.
yeah, they're gonna you know shit all over you and then expect you to thank them, and that's exactly what he's doing. Yeah, unfortunately, it is like uh, it's a symptom of the Manosphere podcast and stuff leaning that way. As you could see, Joe Rogan and Jake Paul and all of them were at the inauguration, and it's just it's so blatantly obvious. I don't know. Anyway, we don't have to sit in this too long because I know everyone's depressed.
Yeah, let's move on and let's get mad even more because I did not pick any wholesome stories.
Don't worry. I've got potentially 3 wholesome things after this, so
my boy,
we're gonna end it off on some wholesome stuff.
Hell yeah! All right, story number 4 for me, posted by. Oh, this is interesting. Usually, Walkie Walkie Eggs and Brokey. Nice.
Okay.
The title is My 28 female best friend, 29 female, keeps inadvertently called me her ugliest bridesmaid, and now I don't know how to feel about our relationship.
Bro. That's crazy. I don't know how I would react to that. That I don't think that's your friend.
I don't think so either.
Oh man.
All right.
Also, remind me to do there's a chat dono, but I'll do that after the story.
No, go ahead. Go.
Oh, okay.
Go right ahead, brother.
Celine sends $10 and said, I just want to say thank you guys for the shout out and thank you for being you guys. I found your podcast last year and I never miss a day without listening to your episodes ever since. Love you guys. So thank you, Celine, for that one.
Celine. We
appreciate that.
You're helping us get closer to having a third person here.
Yeah.
So
then I'm gonna have to
we need Sean.
I'm gonna figure out the overlay then. I don't know where we put ourselves then.
Just put like zoom into Sean's lips the whole time.
Yeah, actually 3/4 of the screen can be Sean and then we can just be shoved down in the bottom right.
Yeah. He's the most important. He's the image of the show. So
he's the most handsome one out of the 3. You know,
you're damn right.
Yeah.
He'll never hear this, but if he does, he'll probably be like, "Oh, thank you."
Yeah, he won't hear this. You're right.
Ego's gonna get way bigger as it is. Right?
I mean, we only compliment him when he's not on the show.
When he is with us, we bully the shit out of him. Too.
His lips are dry.
Dude, last TikTok video that we had, I had fucking crumbs on my face, and I didn't
did
even
you?
know.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was like, "Oh shit."
My bad.
Nah, it's all good. Julia always calls me out every time we go eat in a restaurant. She's like, "Do you ever wipe your face after you're eating?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm fucking starving. I'm just gonna eat it." I always have crumbs in my face. Anyways, where's it at? Oh, for context, I and Rochelle, they put fake names for, this is the word, anonymity.
Sure.
Got him. Have been friends since we were kids. She is an incredibly smart, talented, and beautiful woman and always has been, but she can be a bit blunt and mean at times, so I try to take what she says with a grain of salt.
I hate that.
Yeah,
that's the people that are like, can't handle me at my worst. You don't deserve me at my best. And then their best is the worst shit I've ever seen in my life.
I ain't gonna lie, I was that friend before. I used to be the most fucking obnoxious, blunt person. But, I married someone who is a way better personality. And you know what? I was like, I'll change for the better.
They corrected you a little bit.
Yeah. I don't want to be an asshole for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
But it's still there. Shades are still there. But
for sure. I mean,
it's
yeah.
tempered.
I think, being like poking fun at friends and stuff, definitely okay. But if that's
Sometimes I poke too hard. I poke too hard
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, yeah, you gotta balance between love and poking.
I'm a better person now, people. All right. I'm trying my best at least. All right. However, a recent comment really bothered me. I thought it was in my head, but I keep dwelling on it, and I'm not sure whether I should just drop it and move past it or address that my feelings were hurt. Rochelle is getting married, and her to be husband is a wonderful man. His groomsmen are also great. However, a few of them Rochelle described as having extremely jealous girlfriends. She told me I was paired with the groomsman with the most jealous girlfriends because I am the least threatening and he wouldn't be attracted to me and I'm not a skinny tall blonde. I hate Rochelle
There's
right
so many things wrong with that statement. It's like, why would they be jealous of someone being
now. A
partnered?
bridal party.
Yeah, in the bridal party, partnered up with your partner. It means literally nothing. I, I truly don't understand that. And then also to call your friend the ugly one, which is why you're with the most jealous girlfriend's husband,
Mhm,
crazy, or boyfriend, whatever. Insane.
mhm, mhm. Now I am not a skinny tall blonde, but the comment just felt, I don't know, unnecessary, also cruel. Like she was trying to tell me she thought I was the ugliest bridesmaid without saying it. Rochelle has already warned me that I am the weird friend of her bridal party. I can be a bit nerdy, but I like a few of the other girls. Oh, but I like a few of the other girls and don't think we are much different. We all have tattoos, some have piercings, similar tastes in music. I am nerdier because I like video games and anime, but I'm not awkward enough to broadcast that to a group of women I don't know very well. It's not my entire personality or anything, and I'm very passionate about more than anything. It's helped me connect with her fiance, who I consider a good friend. Another thing is that I wasn't the maid of honor. Not shocking, and I'm not too hurt since Rochelle and I aren't as close as we used to be. But I do remember a conversation we had a couple years ago with her saying something along the lines of, I don't think you could plan everything the way I want it to be. You're not the very type A, and I just wouldn't want to be disappointed. Totally fair, in my opinion, but again, it hurt a little bit. Did that really need to be said out loud? Basically, a lot of small comments over the years have me wondering if I'm reading into this too much, if I'm too insecure, or if it's time to tell Rochelle the things she says are really bothering me. Any advice appreciated, whether you think these comments are insignificant or how you would have that conversation if you were in my shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I would have a heart to heart with my friend if you truly feel that she's your friend and it's just, I don't know, if you feel like the relationship's worth saving, I should frame it that way because I truly don't know your full relationship history, and maybe you guys are actually really good friends. But yeah, if she's truly your friend, you should be comfortable sitting down and being like, "Listen, I these comments are really hurting my feelings. I love you. I want to be there for you on your wedding day, but I need you to like support me a little bit or like not make those comments at the bare minimum
Mhm.
and love me for who I am. If you don't think the relationship's worth saving and you don't think it's worth it, feel free to step back out of the party. You don't have to like that. You're doing them a favor by being in their bridal party. It's not the other way around. You know what I mean? That's how it should be looked at. I was very grateful for my friends who because you're taking on a responsibility, whether it's planning bachelorettes, like stuff at the wedding you have to do. There's tons of stuff you're doing as a bridal party member that you're doing them a favor. And so if you don't feel that the relationship is worth doing a favor for them, you don't have to go or go as the bridal party member. You can go as just a great guest, maybe.
Mhm. No, and I completely agree with that. I was gonna do like two advice, one logical and one petty. And you already kind of said majority of the logical advice that I wanted to give.
Kiss
So
your bridal partner. Was that what you're
no,
gonna say? Oh.
but I was gonna along the lines with that. Your friend says you're the least threatening. I say
Mm.
you riz up every single groomsman out there. Flirt it up. Be your bad self then and like, hey, some guys like weird girls. Maybe they're into that shit. Weird it up. Be like,
Yeah.
hey, you want to watch anime with me? You want to
Also,
watch Naruto with
quote
me?
unquote weird girl is just girl with a hobbies and a personality.
Yeah, they just
Like, what?
happen to like anime and video games. Just like, you want to play Call of Booty afterward? Just raise them up for something. Flirt with the rest of the bridal party. Fucking make those bridesmaids mad and fuck up their party. That's all I can say. That's my petty advice. Yeah, just start acting up. Just be bad and be you.
Whoa. What was your logical advice?
What you said, so I'm not
Okay.
gonna repeat it. But
Gotcha.
and then top comment for this one by Donut Lower Score Hole. Well, you want to
Crazy.
see a donut? Say that to your partner while you're walking down the aisle. Just like the whole time you guys are walking down, just be like, hey, you want a shotgun this? Anyways, they commented, one of the best things I realized in my 20s is that I did not have to keep the people from my childhood who are not my friends. It's okay to walk away and pick a better one. And I wholeheartedly agree with that advice.
I agree with that too. Yeah. All right. Was that it? Sorry, John.
That is it, brother.
That was it. Okay. All right. We'll
Wait,
move on.
do you have like the rest of your story are a wholesome or no?
Yeah, I've got 2 wholesome stories and then one wholesome video, which I'm now realizing I don't know how I'm going to share that. But
Should I read the last one so like the rest of the stories are all wholesome? It's up to you.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll go out on a fully wholesome note.
All right, yeah, we can do that, brother.
And I'll figure out how to share the video while
yeah,
you
so
read.
that way we can give you some time. It is wholesome, like donut holes.
Yeah.
All right, last story of the day for me, because Josh has some more. This one is by Throw RA LP640. The title is My 37 I'll say 37 whale. I was gonna combine whale and well then. Well. All right.
Well.
37 male, wife, 34 female. Jesus Christ, I'm flustered now. Want to back out the divorce she filed. Not sure what to do.
I didn't even hear what the title was.
Same. This is what happened on that giant situation.
That's true.
Oh,
Fuck.
God.
That's funny.
All right. Story goes as this. My wife of 12 years decided to divorce me earlier this year. We did marriage counseling and just about everything else you can do to save the marriage. I love my wife, but she apparently fell out of love 3 years ago, according to her. We separated in March of this year, and the separation was recommended by the marriage counselor after everything else failed. And that's how you know that shit's fucked up. When your marriage counselor was like, yeah, fam, just call it a day.
I feel that's what would happen if those other 2 couple that you brought up, the one with all the rules because she cheated on him. I feel that's how he would react to it.
Yeah, damn, I'm getting flamed in the comments now. 37 whale. It was supposed to. Oh my god, I can't read anymore. It was supposed to, I guess, show us our marriage from different angle by being separated. I ended up moving out of the house, and quite honestly, I was much happier living by myself. I told my wife that I wouldn't file for divorce, and if she wanted to go down that route, she can file. Maybe she finally filed for divorce. Honestly, I completely expected it coming after the separation experiment. I was hoping for a simple divorce like we talked about before we separated. We don't have a prenup in place since we basically both didn't have that much when we got married. They always say it doesn't matter how much you love or have mutual respect for your spouse because during a divorce, there are no limits. She initially wanted the house, her car, full custody of our daughters, $4,000 a month in child support, and a 6-figure alimony. Sheesh. My wife doesn't work since she's a full time stay at home mom. I was never going to leave her without anything, but it sort of hurt me that she would try to get all those things knowing well that I would have barely anything left afterwards. Anyways, the lawyers have been negotiating for some time, and I haven't had much contact with my wife unless it's about the girls. Last night, my wife called me asking me if I would go to dinner because she wanted to talk. I accepted and we met for dinner at a restaurant. She expressed that she wanted to give our marriage another try. Her reasoning was that she was in a dark place before, and now she understands that she was a problem. She took 100% responsibility for our problems, which is very out of character for her. Ever since I've known her, she doesn't apologize like ever. She also said that our daughters missed us living together, which I guess is true. After dinner, she wanted to come back to my place, but I told her it wasn't a good idea. I told her that I would have to think about it. She started crying and begging me to come back. Eventually, she calmed down and we went our separate ways. A few months ago, I would have agreed to try anything without hesitation. But after the divorce process, I'm not so sure anymore. The other thing is I know she's been on dates since our separation. She told one of our mutual friends who told her husband who told me. And I personally haven't dated anyone because our divorce hasn't been finalized. Also, I'm enjoying living single with just my daughters. Ideally, I would like to save this marriage for the sake of my daughters and the love for my wife, but at the same time, I don't want to try again just to waste time ending up in our current situation again. My daughters prefer staying with me over their mom. I've never said anything negative about their mom to my daughters, and I tried to leave them out of it completely. If you had any experiences in trying to make your marriage work again for round two, was it positive or negative? Is it worth revisiting, or do I just cut my losses and move on?
Not gonna lie, I missed the first half while I was trying to figure out the video
You're
sharing
good,
part,
brother.
and then I was reading all the whale comments, which I thought were fucking hilarious. Uh, so I missed the part. I heard she was demanding a bunch of money.
Mhm.
Did she have reason for that?
She was a stay-at-home mom. So
Okay.
she was a stay-at-home mom, and she wanted basically, the house, the whole house, her car, full custody of the daughters, 4,000 a month in child support, and also a six-figure alimony. So it sounds like
Six
the partner.
figures.
It sounds like the OP is very much well off.
Okay. I don't know your financials, so I don't. That sounds insane to me. I would be
That sounds a
broke
lot.
as fuck. Uh,
And he
and,
said he doesn't mind like giving that, but it hurts him because he's like it's essentially gonna bleed him dry.
right. Yeah, I. And now she wants to get back together.
Yeah, but he's feeling some type of way because
She dated around.
she dated around when they were separated, and he refused to because like he's like, well, the ink's not even dry yet, and I
Right.
like being with my daughters by myself.
I mean, it's up to you. It's your relationship. Whatever you, if you don't feel comfortable with that, then you are definitely free to reject that. Um, and then if you feel like that's too much money, because it sounds like he's not against paying his fair share.
Hmm.
I would say, hopefully the courts find you what your fair share would be, and that is not draining you completely dry, but also giving her support she needs to help take care of the kids. And then yeah, I think that's maybe where you should go. If your therapist was like, "Yeah, listen,
It's not
dog."
fixing shit. Yeah, I feel like y'all should listen to a professional at this point.
Yeah, I think if that was the recommendation, or at least where you guys came out of couples therapy from, I don't see how it's gonna change magically now.
Hmm.
But anyway, that's kind of where I'm at. It's up to you, but I would probably lean more towards the no, getting
Yeah.
back together.
So I found like two top comments that are most engaged, and Casawari32 put, "Talk to your lawyer before making any decisions." That should be the first thing.
Yes.
What are the standards for child support and alimony in your state? Does pausing the divorce reset any clocks? Does your state have a set time that you have to be separated before you can divorce? You'll already be married 10 years, so she'll all be set on Social Security. Are there any business interests she'll be entitled to if you are married longer? Any big paydays on the horizon? Can you go for 50-50 custody if your ex planning on getting the job, etc.? If you earn enough for $4,000 in child support and a six-figure alimony, shouldn't you be talking to professionals and not Reddit? Which is, I agree in
A
that
good
statement.
point, but I
And then
appreciate them posting it on Reddit.
yeah, I mean, thank you for the content,
Yeah.
OP. And then JJ Quantum, this is kind of a consensus what a lot of people are thinking. And this just happens to be like the top one that I found. JJ Quantum put, it honestly sounds like she wants to get back together because the divorce isn't going her way. She wants all of the crap from you because she wants to remain a stay at home mom even after divorce. I'm betting she's been talking with her lawyer and realizes that she's not going to be able to do all that. I'm also betting that she knows that your daughters prefer your custody to hers. All of that adds up to her losing the life she loves, and it has nothing to do with you. You can test this by telling her that if the marriage fails again, you don't want to go through this again. So as a result, you will only get back together if she signs a post-nuptial agreement. You can still be generous in that she's a stay-at-home mother, but you can also make it so you won't be fleeced if she changes her mind again. If she balks at the agreement, then you know it's about the money and not you, and you can leave knowing you made the right decision.
Yeah, I mean, all those are definitely a possibility. And at the end of the day, yeah, they're like, it's up to you. whatever
Yeah.
you feel comfortable with. But I think it's probably her regretting her decision and realizing that, yeah, um, she'll have to, like, she won't be able to be with her children all the time, and yeah, maybe she
Yeah.
likes it. I don't know. I don't know. It's just shitty, but
Absolutely. And
yeah.
also just want to give shout out to everyone here. I think this is like the most I've seen in
How many
terms
we
of
got?
I seen it peak like almost 400 people.
Oh
This is
shit!
this is insane to
Shout out everyone
us.
in chat. Hell yeah,
Oh
that's
my
awesome.
gosh, this is very yeah, it's I have a difficult time focusing between the chat and like reading and looking at Josh too. So like sometimes I'd be forgetting what I'm thinking, but I saw a really high number and high numbers freak me out. So we appreciate everyone. We try to be a little bit more consistent on these lives because we like hanging out and chatting with y'all.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy doing it, and hopefully,
We,
like we said before, we can get Sean on here eventually.
yeah, we try not to be one of those, like those fucking other podcasters, like, oh, this is an unfiltered podcast, and a lot of the stupid shit they say. I mean, these lives they are unfiltered because they're not edited, but we're not
Yeah.
stupid.
Well,
Arguably, I mean, I said 37 whales, so that's arguably.
and
Jeebus.
everyone is still commenting that.
My God.
Shout out to Tabby with Mittens for sending $5. Said, to be honest, it takes a lot to raise a family. Anyways, I got to head out. Have a good day. So thank you, Tabby, for that.
Thank you,
And then
Tabby. Have a great day as well.
shout out to D Nice, as Sean likes to call you. Sends $2. Said, because y'all are great. Hi, it's not Dennis. LOL.
If we have whale merch, unfortunately, I don't want what's that one Vineyard Vines or something like that. I don't want them suing us. Isn't
Vineyard
their
Vine?
logo a whale?
I have no idea. Never
Oh,
heard of that. What is it called?
Vineyard Vines, I think.
I mean, they don't have like copyright on whales.
Oh, that's true. That's just gonna be a shirt 37 whale.
I'm down for
Oh
that.
Jesus.
Let's just put
Ugh.
37 whales on a shirt.
Oh, it's just a 37 and an emoji of a whale.
Oh, okay. Shout out to Beth, who sends $5 donating to the Get Sean Out of Corporate Life Fund. Thank you very much, Beth.
He's expensive.
He is
Kick it
expensive.
up a notch.
Yeah. All right, we ready to close it off with some wholesome ass stories?
Let's do it.
All right. So this one is posted on r/wholesome.
Okay.
It was, I didn't write down who posted it, but user primary lower score warthog, lower score 5308. And the title was yesterday, or title is, it was and still is this title. Yesterday, my child was sick, so we stayed home, and it was epic.
Hell yeah. I mean, not that your child is sick, but it sounds like you guys made a day out of it.
Maybe they're sick as fuck. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. My son is sick, man.
He's awesome. He's way cooler than your son.
Yeah.
All right, so yesterday my kindergartner said that they were sick and couldn't go to school. They have never said this before, so my ears perked up. My concern for their health lasted exactly 5 minutes when they didn't have a fever and were acting exactly like themselves with no signs of illness. I decided to just say screw it and stayed home with them. I have a stressful job and didn't get much time off during the holidays. On the weekend, I do usually spend time with them, obviously, but there's a lot of running around and doing chores and errands, so we just stayed home. We stayed home. We went to the local conservation area and walked around the forest in the snow, did groceries, played games, and snuggled all day. Then, sometime in the night, they woke up and came into our room and snuggled up, back up with me in bed. The snuggles were epic. I regret nothing, and I'm going to lie my ass off at work today about how they didn't feel well. I honestly just think my child needed a chill day with mommy. They put an edit, say, wow, thank you everyone for the kind words. It's been very wonderful reading all of the comments of stories people have shared. Yesterday was kind of a rough day at work because of all the stuff I had to catch up on, so the encouragement was very appreciated. And that is the story.
Oh, man, that's so freaking sweet. And if I was voted president, y'all, I will create a separate pool for not only vacation days, you will have sick days. but you'll also have mental health days. I think
Yes.
everyone deserves that. Kids, adults, teenager alike. Sometimes you just gotta take a day and just chill and hang out and do absolutely nothing. As a matter of fact, today is my chill day. I ain't doing shit today. So
Nice.
I'm just hanging out with y'all today.
You're making a 37 whale shirt after this, actually.
You, the fuck I am. I'm
The
gonna
people
go.
demand it.
I'm taking a nap. I'm gonna have a 50-pound. Oh my god, we got Kevin Wade. This fool's he's 49.7 pounds.
Whoa.
He's gonna be a weighted blanket, and I'm taking a nap after this shit.
Damn. I love that. All right, moving on to the last story of the day, but I've got a video to show after. This was also posted on r/wholesome by the real Nate Drake, and John is gonna love this one.
From Uncharted?
My recently widowed grandmother nearly peed herself laughing at her own silly joke.
Oh, that's me, bro. I be laughing at my own shit. It ain't funny, but I'm laughing my ass off the whole time.
So, my grandma became a widow last July when our grandpa passed away unexpectedly. Since then, while she's been happy, there's been a little bit of her spark lost. That was until this weekend. Our baby cousin had us playing a game where we all wrote anonymous notes, and she'd run around and hand them out to a random person in the family. As we were all writing our notes, we noticed my grandma giggling and smiling in the corner, eyeing up the whole room occasionally with a glint of childish glee in her eyes. At one point, she's laughing so much that she had to excuse herself to the bathroom as she thought she was going to pee her pants from laughing. Eventually, it comes time to open the notes. My cousin, 21 male, is opening his notes and sees ... a drawing of a penis. He naturally assumes that it was the work of one of our other cousins, but as everyone else denies it being them, we see our grandma laughing uncontrollably in the corner. Everyone gets out and eventually getting out and overjoyed. It was me! I don't know how wholesome this really is given the contents of the drawing, but seeing my widower grandma get her spark back over a 12-year-old boy's level toilet humor certainly felt quite wholesome.
Hey, grandma's name might be Gertrude, but she's not prude, baby. She be drawing them veiny dicks all day. Super bad edition, man. I love this. She's
so
a child
funny.
at heart. I like this grandma.
I hope this is me, in like 50 years or something like that. I had to do the math.
That's gonna be me in my deathbed. Come closer. Give me a piece of pen. It's a dick. I love you.
Don't lie, you'd be saying some sort of pun.
That's true. I wouldn't know what to say though.
Well, you have a long time to come up with it, John. So
you never know. Again, I'm
write
here
some shit
for a
down.
good time, not a long time.
But yeah, I thought that was a wholesome ass story. Love seeing her get her spark back and enjoying life with her family.
I'm gonna need a screenshot of that drawing, OP.
Yeah. How detailed was it?
Yeah. Does it have veins? Does it bend a certain way?
Does its ears hang low? Does it what?
To the floor, to shine in the light.
All right.
See, we kind of want to see what the optics is. Is there like what's the forestry behind it? What's going on? How's it scaped?
All right. And the last one is video content. So it will be hard for audio listeners to listen to, but we'll try our best to describe what we're seeing.
Yeah, if TikTok hasn't come back, bro, you could have made so much money off of this shit. It's like, I am your TikTok plug. You should be streaming TikTok shit, bro. That would be hilarious.
I would have done it too. Still a chance. So this is a TikTok video clipped onto r/wholesome by Tuna Nooser. And the caption says, "One day you're 17, your high school boyfriend gives you a tree and you plant it together." I'm going to mute it because I don't know the music, but
I can only kind of see it on YouTube, so I can't really see it on.
It says, "Then you're 34 and he's your husband and he's swinging your baby from the same tree." That's so cool. Do you understand?
Waiting.
Do you get it?
I don't hear,
oh, you're
I don't
watching
hear the audio.
I turned the audio off because it's music. I didn't want to get copyright striked. But yeah, um, man, you must be really delayed, John.
I am.
Yeah, basically they planted a tree when they were 17, and then 17 years later, they're married and swinging the baby from the tree in the
Oh,
tree
that's
swing.
cute.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
cute
that
one.
tree grew back. That what kind of tree is that? Is that like a? That looks like. Is that a cherry blossom?
I don't know. It could
Can't
be.
really tell.
It is hard to tell. I don't know. It's a very pretty looking tree.
Is it? It's pink, right?
It is pink. Yeah. It
Sorry,
could
I'm
also.
like in the overlay because I can't. Aw.
All right, I'm gonna switch back to me being in the picture. But people are saying dogwood, Bengolia, maybe. I'm terrible with knowing what
Me
trees
too.
are, but yeah. But anyway, I thought I'd close out on those wholesome ones because this week's been long and it's only Wednesday. And I felt people would need a bit of a break.
Give a bitch a break. We're all tired.
Yeah. But that is it for our stories. Any questions you want to post down in the chat? We'll answer them.
Yeah, we got like 5 minutes.
Yeah, we got 5 minutes. We can answer a couple questions. John, I was thinking, so because we've done some gaming streams now.
Yeah.
I know for a fact I'm going to get clinically addicted to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Okay.
And I said to Sienna, I'm going to need to stream it so that I feel like I'm being productive.
Let's do it. Is it a one-player thing?
It's a one-player thing.
Oh, no, I'll watch you do that. Is there can you riz up people in that game?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't have time to play the first one. But just from seeing the trailer for the second one, I know I'm going to be addicted to it. So
Is it RPG?
Yeah, RPG. You're like
What happened?
you can have like heirs, I think. I don't know. I think.
So if you can have heirs, that means you can.
I could be wrong. I could be mixing up two games, but it looks super fun. And people want to see you play Baldur's Gate 3 as well.
I might need a better computer for that.
I think you'll be okay.
Will it be able to handle it?
Yeah.
All right.
You'll have to turn the nudity off. Especially if we're streaming it.
Stupid. What's the point? Why am I even playing this shit? You're just wasting my time at this point.
Use your imagination.
I don't have that, okay? I need something that I can see. Yeah, any questions that you guys have?
Sorry, I did see one. Ray asked, can you upload the backload of bonus content before you started the member program on YouTube?
Oh, that's gonna be
maybe. I have never had time to do it just because it's so much.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel maybe if we have 3 people, we could do something like that. We are also working on getting our videos onto Spotify.
That's also a whole
so that's going to be
as it is.
It's going to be a whole project as well.
I wish we had a team.
Yeah, maybe soon.
Hopefully.
Any questions? You see? Bridget says, I start a job in February. What do y'all think I should do before I start working full time? Like, what kind of fun stuff should I do?
Well, what are you into, Bridget? Like, we can't just, what's it called, like blindly suggest something, but you might not be into it. It's like, do you have like, can you give us a little bit of a hint of stuff that you're interested in? So that way we can maybe throw some ideas out there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 doesn't come out until February, so I can't recommend that.
Nixie, if you haven't, Brooklyn 99, R.I.P. Captain Holt.
Yeah.
Man, I love that. And Cheddar is my favorite character all time.
Ooh. Lena asks, any new show recommendations?
I'm notoriously bad at watching shows.
Yeah.
But I'm almost done with Ozark, and I really like that show.
Oh shit, that's cool. I've never actually watched Ozark. I probably should take a look. I've been really into The Penguin.
I heard that was great.
It's such a good show.
Yeah.
It was funny because like I was playing the video game Mafia over the holiday break.
Which
And
one's your favorite? 1, 2, or 3? I hated 3.
I'd only played 3.
It's too repetitive. Mafia 2
Yeah.
is the best.
And then I was just playing the remastered of 1 for the first time ever. And I've never played 2, so I don't know.
Oh, 2, you're gonna love 2.
2's good? Okay. Anyway, so I was playing that and I was like, why aren't there more like Mafia TV shows? You know what I mean? Like, it's such good content. Like, they have The Sopranos, which is obviously like award-winning TV. And then I was like, oh yeah, The Penguin exists, and it's basically fictional mafia. It's crazy. But it's a really good show. And then we've been finishing up Abbott. I think we're getting close to the It's Always Sunny crossover.
I need to. I'm behind. I'm still watching season 2. I need to catch up.
All right, I'm just scrolling through here to see. Oh yeah, Severance is also a great show.
Oh yeah, I heard Shrinking was great too. That's the one with Jason and Harrison Ford, right?
Seagal.
Jason Seagal, yeah.
Is it Seagal? No, it's not Seagal.
Oh,
What's his name?
It's Marshall from
it's from How I Met Your Mother. I forget his last name. Anyway,
I think it's Seagal, right?
Anyways. Maybe. Anyway, that is a great show, by the way. It's a very like wholesome show. Someone asked about a crossover somewhere and I missed it.
Oh, it's Vibes and the Lights and that's a podcast. We'll save this relationship, right?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Would love to have them on.
Yeah, we could reach out for sure. Especially since you're going to be gone a lot in February.
I will be gone a lot.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of time when I'm going to be gone.
Who am I supposed to do these with? I'm just going to be streaming by myself.
No, you're going to have to stream at night with Sean.
Oh, true.
If he'll show up.
That's true.
I got better things to do than fucking hang out with you bitch
asses. We will be having guests. We plan to have more guests on. So.
Yeah, I think January is always kind of like a lot of feeler.
Well, also a lot of content creators either take January off or slow down just because advertisement revenue is not great in January.
Nope. Not the best.
Sean, or First Per Sean Energy says, where are you going in February?
Japan and Korea.
Yeah. I think you've talked about Japan on the show anyway. I don't know if you talked about Korea, but yeah. Should be a good time.
I am going to have nothing but treatments in Korea. So I'm going to be spa days all day, baby.
Hell yeah. All right. I think, we can finish on this one, I guess. How are you guys feeling about post-inauguration? That was asked by Mediocre Interest.
I will say this. I am, I'm kind of going to go off on a rant, Josh, unless you want to say something first.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea I go last.
Okay. Well, I'm not the person who likes to watch news to begin with because I take them all in and then I get in a really bad headspace. So I'll tell you what, at least I promise you guys what we'll do in the show. At least on my end as well, but I don't want to speak for the boys. It's going to be probably a contentious time for like the next couple of years and it might not be a good time, but what we'll try to do is instead of, falling into just like negativity all the time and just like falling into those, we'll try to keep building up the community to be as positive place as possible. Like we've had people reach out saying like, hey, this community is like so wholesome, very supportive, and we want it to stay that way. So instead of feeding into the things that side of the party is like throwing at us, we're just gonna keep being us, and we're just gonna keep trying to be as supportive to y'all as possible, and we'll always make this place like a safe place to everyone. So if you know anyone that's needing that space, please have them come over here, and I guarantee you the Wikimaniacs are the best people that you can have conversations with.
Yeah, I'll say we'll make it a safe space for anyone who respects that it is a safe space. We don't tolerate pieces of shit.
I've kicked people out easily. Fucking one person says like, hey, this person's bothering me, blocked.
Yeah. I mean, we do check on there, see what there was, but yeah. We don't tolerate people being shitheads. But yeah, I was going to go down the same route, John. I think it's tough. like what's like the next years are going to be tough, but I think we'll get through it by, laughing at the dummies, pointing out what we need to point out, and sharing resources when we do, and throwing up donations for, places that need them and that will help the most people. And that's how we're gonna do it over the next 4 years, because I just if we think too much on the logical stuff and getting really into it, then it gets doomer real quick, and I don't want to do that. I want to live as happy a life as I can, and I think just dreading it every day is gonna be tough. Everyone's asking to be smuggled into Canada, and I gotta say, guys, it's not much better up here. I mean, we have free healthcare for now. That's until we vote our own guy in, and he takes all that away, probably. Or we get taken over by America. Apparently, that's a thing.
Yeah, be American.
But I mean, what else can I say to that except laugh and just make fun of it? Because I mean, at the end of the day, if it happens, there's not much we as Canadians could do about it because we're much smaller. But yeah, I don't know. It's crazy times, but we want to be a safe community and a positive one at the very least.
We'll just, this is for everybody. We'll just keep trying to be us and be ourselves. We'll get called out when we need to be called out, but we'll also call out things that needs to be called out. So yeah, we're always so open about growing as people, and we just want to keep spreading positivity and enjoyment and be an escape, because Lord knows we all need it, and I love hanging out with my boys, and this is also a good social aspect for me, since I don't really hang out with anybody. So I just love building this with everybody, basically.
Yeah. All right. With that, I think we'll close off the episode for today, John. We appreciate y'all for stopping by and making this the most successful stream we've done yet.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Once again, we're going to put this on audio for people who want to listen to it later on. It'll be on Patreon as well. And if you're waiting for the timestamps, I apologize. You'll have to wait until I update it. Or if you're in the comments and feel like you want to post the timestamps down there, you can do that as well. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't think we'll be live next Wednesday because we're doing Patreon only stream next Wednesday. But we
Patreon and are YouTube members part of that too?
Yes, yeah. Right? Patreon and YouTube members.
So if y'all want to see us again next week, you better be rich.
But we should be back in February. If not, I will at least be back potentially with Sean. Now that we're Twitch affiliates, we got to keep it up. So we appreciate everyone stopping by. And with that, we'll close out the episode.
Love y'all. Thank you so much.
Bye.